Hi, hello. So for those who don't know, Kantar is the research agency, so maybe weird to be here, but I hope to show you some data which we did together with APA about Czech film and series and VODs and TV included. So some fresh data which we presented already in Karlovy Vary, and we are very happy to be invited here. We did the survey with APA, which is like a repetition. The first one we did in 2014, and the question was, what is the change? How people perceive movies, how they go to the cinema, how they watch it. So as you could see, the data collection was done roughly a year ago, and it was this time about adults, but also teenagers. So we had specific sample about kids, teenagers, 12 to 18, to see the difference, what are the future habits. And last but not least, we collected not only this study, but we put together also our Kantar learning, because we do every second year lifestyle study about Czech population, and also we do, and just present now, these days, Czech on Net, which is about internet, VODs, and all that. So you will see some like a teaser from these studies as well. And last but not least, we collected data from Union of Film Distributors and Kantar Media globally to see some trends in VOD. So a lot of data, we put them together. I will be very short, just 20 minutes, now only 18, but you have availability to download the whole report from APA webpage. So if you want more data, go there. So what we could see in our lifestyle study, that currently, after COVID, some habits disappeared, but some still remain. And one of the key elements is that people are more home. They are less attending public events. They have more online contacts with friends than before. They love the small local neighborhood. By the way, grilling and local festivals is the most popular cultural event in Czech Republic, based on the data. So really grilling is something, and barbecue is something very high. But also walking and being alone, go walk, and more time to spend home remains. If we compare it with 2014, we could see that people really don't enjoy crowded events, and cinema is also a crowded event for them. So it's an opportunity for TV and VOD, much less opportunity for cinemas. And last but not least, we could see that people still watch linear TV, but it's decreasing, but it's still quite dominant. But if you look at teenager later, we will see that, of course, this trend is much bigger towards gaming and VOD, but also in adult population. Watching movies and series online is one habit which remained from COVID, and it's very strong and growing. And as I said, delay broadcasting, younger you are, more delayed broadcasting or VODs. Baby boomers and the oldest part of the generation, traditional TV is still there in a real time, but it's also changing. So this is the biggest change, the shift towards delay broadcasting. In the past, Czech TV especially was perceived as something for news and information. It's not the case anymore. It's mainly about entertainment. And we could see that Czech movies, foreign movies, series are the key topics why people watch TV. So the role of the television is changing towards entertainment, and we follow it for all type of generations. What is not surprising that younger generation really prefers teenagers, foreign TV series or foreign series. Older you are, you prefer more Czech series. But the overall shift towards foreign series is visible also among all type of generations. So you could see it. It's a clear shift towards foreign series. It's normal now. It's maybe strange because we have a lot of TV series in Czech TV produced locally, especially nowadays in September, but foreign series really started to appear more. What is really very clear that teenagers prefer shorter content. It's probably not surprising, but first of all, you could see that watch more than an hour, they don't like. So it's again risky for TV, for cinema and for movies, because they really prefer short, quick videos, especially about 40 minutes. It's something like a golden average for TV, for series. And if you look at the time, and we are talking, as I said, about 12 to 18, in average viewing time is 4 hours per day, but it's mainly TikTok, YouTube, and all that. Then gaming, then series, and on the last position are movies, which is linking together, of course. If we ask people how many series and what is the ideal length, which could be maybe interesting for you, we could see, first of all, that the overall popularity is growing. You could see it even before, but it's very clear that I don't watch series. It was 30% 10 years ago. It's less than 10 now. So more or less everybody is watching TV series. If we ask how many of series episodes you could see, we see that older people watch less than younger, and also the ideal format is roughly less than 10 episodes. So 40 minutes, less than 10, it's the ideal setup. We, of course, ask where they watch, what they watch, and so on. So just the teaser. It's not surprising that still a majority of adults watch TV at home. Then it's computer, then some tablet, and home cinema, and outside of my home, it's very rare. But if you look at teenagers, computer and TV are very similar and close to each other. And also outside on mobile or tablet in public transport, at least occasionally is close to 15%, which is pretty high, I think. So if we already talked about real-time and VODs, but, and we will touch it later a little bit more, but paid platforms are dominating for teenagers, but they are growing also for adults. So it's a big change compared to 10 years ago. Younger you are, you don't need dubbing. So, which is obvious, but you could see that still dubbing, which is Czech phenomenon, it's still high, but subtitles are growing, and especially for youngers, it's going more and more up. You see, for youngsters, the change is big and double. What is also changing is why we go to the cinema. And in the past, it was mainly about technical quality, good sound, and all that. It's going down because we have better and better equipment at home, so it's no reason to go for the cinema. And cinema is more and more about experience, time together, going for date, social event with friends. This is the reason why we go to the cinema. And here we compete with other occasions, what we could do. For youngsters, it's even more permanent. They go to the cinema because it's social event. This is the reason why I go to the cinema. If we look at the prices we pay for cinema ticket compared to other like concert or theater, visiting cinema, the increase last 10 years is the lowest compared to others. But still, the price of the cinema ticket is one of the reasons why I don't go to the cinema. And it was 10 years ago, and it's still the same. To say it in a very straightforward way, we go less often to the cinema, but those who go more often, which is quite complicated. So less people, but going more often. Yeah, less people, but more often going to the cinema at least once per month. So more frequent users, but less overall. We also touch in this study the film education and opportunity to see screening in the school. And we see that this number is quite high, but still the rest of the kids never saw any film education in the school. Of course, it's mainly about gymnasium students here, and I think it's a great opportunity to follow and push more using film industry together with school system and education. During our discussion with colleagues globally, we identified 4 basic trends, global trends, and we wanted to know if they are relevant or here already. First one is subscription fatigue. Respondents have a feeling that they have too many subscriptions, it's hard to handle them, and they think how to deal with such situation. Therefore, globally, we could follow what is called boomerang behavior, which means I will do my subscription for months because I want to see this TV series, then I go out and again. By the way, I am doing it with Apple TV quite often, that I just subscribe for 1 month. Streaming bundles, and you will see one play later on. It's a good example of streaming bundles, but globally we could see a lot of partnership like Amazon and Apple TV and others. And local content with global reach. These 4 trends we could follow globally, and it was interesting how it's perceived or where we are here. It was a discussion that Czech don't pay for subscriptions. We are quite well known of it. When we did this study in 2014, the downloading movies for free on some servers was very, very visible, and it's of course similar with VODs. Only half of the respondents claim they pay themselves. And it's not among general target, it's about those who watch. So it's more or less the others are saying, I pay some and then I share, or I pay nothing. The family sharing, I pay this service, you pay this service, and we will share. It's very, very visible. And so going back to previous speaker, it's clear paying for content is still not fully here. What is maybe surprising that people, of course, it's the claim, but they expect to pay less in terms of number of VODs. They have a feeling that it's this fatigue, that it's too much, so they think about really going down in terms of number of platforms they pay. When I was in Karlovy Vary last year, we discussed that the trend globally was year ago to pay more, and we expected to pay more, but year after we see that the respondents more are to really switch to less. We talk about bundles, and this is from our latest study, Češi v síti, which will be, by the way, published October 16, so you see it earlier than the clients. But we could see that YouTube, of course, is very high, Netflix, but one play was able to really go up during quite short period. When we did it 2 years ago, Voyo was very strong, but still Netflix dominating. Currently, one play was able to be closer to Netflix. When we did it 2 years ago, Voyo was more loved than Netflix. It will be very interesting to see how it's now with one play, if it's the same. And we could see clearly that there is a shift between generations. For Nova, it's mainly baby boomers, e-vysílání, everyone except Z generation. One plays more women, at YouTube more men, younger, of course, the YouTube is the youngest, and so on. So we could see that compared to Voyo, it's a really nice growth from one play, and congratulations. Paying users, as I said, they don't plan to pay more, even a little bit less. So this is the plan, so don't expect they will double their spendings in this area. And in terms of boomerang behavior, we don't see it yet. People are still not there to fully to subscribe and go out, but we see it globally, so it could be a trend coming, but not here yet. Only 16% change subscriptions based on the offer currently. So summarizing very quickly, since COVID, there is a change in cultural life. We are more home. Viewers are moving from traditional TV to digital platforms. Short content, dynamic, has better chance among youngsters. Ideal series, 10 episodes, 40 minutes. Popularity of Czech series you could see before, some example, is high, but for youngster, foreign content is more attractive. On the other hand, Czech production is expected on linear TV because it's also related with the age. Importance of dubbing is declining, but still high. Sharing passport, common. Film education, some potential. And VOD platforms have experienced growth, but they may already be on the high point and could go down. And as I said, if you are interested to learn more, next month. And by the way, last comment, we could see the example of Ďáblova sbírka before. We pre-tested for them the trailers, and it's another area where research could be partnering with TV series to pre-test the trailers and to adjust them. Thanks a lot.